The White Rabbit tease continues. And if you guys watched my previous video, you all know that it's not Bray Wyatt. It's someone better, someone more talented, someone bold. It's me! It's not you. So we got another QR code, and the code leads to this video. We see a pig, we see a wolf, we see some meat. We just got hungry. Isn't it obvious now? Isn't it obvious that it's Ryback? We see meat, feed me more. A pig, I would say a big pig, the big guy Ryback. And this one's crazy. If you spell wolf backwards, it says Ryback. People, he's finally coming back. Welcome back to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown. How exciting is that, right? Ryback is coming back, our hero, our Chiro's hero. I don't even want Bray Wyatt to come back anymore. Who gives a shit? I feel like this episode of SmackDown kinda lacked something. I feel like we got quite a few interesting moments, but it just felt like the brand split doesn't exist anymore. It was the most filler-like show from Triple H so far. It wasn't bad, it was just kinda all over the place. The show kicked off with Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn with them moves versus Ricochet and Madcap Moss. I've seen people saying Madcap Moss sounds ridiculous. Change his name back to Riddick Moss. The match was really fun to watch. I gotta say though, it's really interesting how Triple H didn't change Madcap's character at all. The theme song, the entrance video, the attire, everything is just so damn basic. But I'm glad Ricochet is getting more TV time. Solo Sikoa looks so legit, man. The entrance, the moveset, the look. This man's booking is phenomenal so far. So like I've said, this was a really fun match. We saw a pretty fun chair spot. Ricochet's taken a lot of damage lately. Last week it was John Cena, and now we got chair. Madcap didn't see that Solo Sikoa made the tag. Spinning kick, spinning Solo, and Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa picked up the W. After the match, Solo Sikoa attacked Madcap Moss, but Sami was like, chill, they get it. Which is kinda interesting, you know, it seems like Sami Zayn kinda feels sorry. It feels like he has some sympathy for them, which is kinda weird. So this basically tells me that at one point they're gonna be like, which side are you on? You need to be heartless. And it seems like Sami Zayn still has some, you know, decency inside of him. Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn went back into the locker room, but they got greeted by Jey Uso. Obviously, Jey Uso and Sami Zayn don't get along. I see right through you. You got everyone fooled, but not me. I will get you. Maybe you should talk with Roman. Sad Uso noises. Is that legit though? Does Sami Zayn have a secret plan? Does he want the undisputed WWE Championship? We saw a great video package segment promo, whatever it was, from Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Very nice. Shot. And while they have these mysterious promos in a way, I kinda like them because he makes sense. He talked about how it's a great idea, it's smart, to not necessarily attack the undisputed champion right away, but pretty much the #1 contender. If he beats Drew, he will get a title shot. I like that, it makes sense. Theory was talking shit about Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre was behind him. You, me, right now. And that's when we got Drew McIntyre versus Austin Theory. Austin Theory had some company. The match was actually pretty short because it ended in disqualification once we got Alpha Academy attacking Drew McIntyre, but then we saw Johnny Gargano for the save. That was enough. We got Kevin Owens from Monday Nitro as well. So this basically set up a 6-man main event. Oh my god, Vince McMahon is running WWE 3 Zoom call. I think that's what's happening. Man, I'm getting scared. I don't know. I think Vince McMahon has control in the WWE again. Obviously, that's not the case, but really a 6-man tag team match. That's probably the reason why I felt like this episode kinda lacked something. You know, it felt too basic in a way. But man, LA Knight is coming back. So basically, during the entire show, these two were trying to break the Canadian pose record or whatever the case may be. LA Knight or Max Dupree, even though that was his idea, you know, to be models, he doesn't feel it. He just wants them to win championships right now. So during the whole show, they were doing the pose and, you know, it was like 6 seconds away from a record and he pushed Mansoir. You're worrying here about posing instead of winning real titles. He threw away his Maximum Male Models belt. Man, this ain't for me anymore. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if it ever was for me. Yeah. So yeah, it's over. I think that's great because it doesn't necessarily mean that the Maximum Male Models gimmick has to end, even though at this point, I already feel like the gimmick doesn't have much else to offer. So you're kinda wasting talent at this point. But if you have more ideas, obviously you can use Max Dupree's sister, Maxine or whatever her name is. That still works in my opinion, but at the same time we can get LA Knight. This guy is charismatic, he has the look, we need to see this guy in the ring, so I'm happy that this is happening. Then we saw Hitro versus Los Lotharios. This was a pretty quick match, and I'm not happy with the result, honestly. I just feel like Los Lotharios lately are just kinda jobbing. Hitro won the match. I can't get behind. I don't get it. I honestly, I feel like an old man who's just like, what the fuck am I watching, honestly? It just kinda comes off as cringe sometimes. We saw Natalya versus Ronda Rousey. Natalya actually got a big pop because this was in Canada. So yeah, this was pretty obvious. Ronda Rousey picked up the W, but then we see Liv Morgan with a baseball bat. For a split second, I thought it had a barbed wire. So we got this huge brawl, and during this brawl, we got a massive return. It's Kenny from the Spirit Squad. I hate that the commentators didn't acknowledge that. Like I've previously said, Triple H did an amazing job with the pay-per-view. Like, I'm excited about every single rivalry, about every single match. Every single match has something different to offer. We see Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano, and Drew McIntyre, and obviously Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre had issues in the past, like a couple of weeks ago. But they have common enemies, so they're on the same page. Then we see Kevin Owens walking around. He sees Sami Zayn and says, "You need a new shirt." I feel like this is what's going to happen. At one point, Sami Zayn will have to choose between Kevin Owens and the Bloodline, and that's when the issues will begin. Then we saw Imperium, and he says he's going to beat Sheamus next week. Sheamus, I will break your spirit. Man, I like Gunta, but sounds like a Vladimir Kozlov wannabe, right? Then we see Sheamus with a shillelagh. He doesn't have brawling brutes, but he's still going to kick their ass. Anyway, the brawl starts, and this was absolutely amazing. So they beat the living crap out of Sheamus. He even got hit by a powerbomb, and then he's like, "Is that all you got? Is that all you got, Gunta?" So they came back and give him some more. He even hit him with a shillelagh. I like this rivalry, you know, I love everything about it, but shillelagh? Really? Man, Sheamus is a savage. So the Intercontinental Championship match is going to happen at SmackDown, but I kinda wish it happened at Extreme Rules. We will see a 6-man tag team match, but man, like the Intercontinental Championship being defended on a paper would be so good. And especially with these two. If this match was on the pay-per-view, this could have a potential of being a 10 out of 10 pay-per-view. Then we saw Bayley versus Shotzi, in which obviously Bayley picks up the W. Then she sets up a ladder, but we see Bianca Belair. Bayley dominated for a bit and she was about to hit her finisher, then the tables have turned. Bianca was about to hit her finisher, but she ran away. It's going to be a ladder match, ladies and gentlemen. This rivalry needed something. Like I've said, the damage Thriller came back, and so far I haven't seen anything that special. I feel like it was kind of boring so far, so finally something really interesting is happening. And then it was time for the 6-man tag team match. Johnny Gargano, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory and Alpha Academy. A very fun match, like exactly what you would expect. I also appreciate how Kevin Owens feels like the old Kevin Owens, you know? He's using the older moveset, which honestly is a better moveset, you know? He's not being limited to being just a big, chubby guy, you know? He's kind of a high flyer in a way, which kinda made him special in the first place. The ending kinda got screwed, so we got a stunner on the announce table, but the camera missed the amazing looking Claymore. Thankfully we got a replay, and that was a Claymore in midair. I think Austin was going for the dropkick, got Claymored. Drew 316 is going to whip your ass. And that was your SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Like I've said, not the best episode I've seen, not the worst episode I've seen. I feel like at this point, everything's been told when it comes to stories, and now we just gotta wait for the payoff. So if this show didn't even happen, it would have been pretty much alright and nothing would have changed. So thank you for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. The Great One, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.